Sup? This is Alex Chu, and today I want to talk to you about American democracy failed, and Americans are in total denial. Okay, hold on. Yeah, but before I talk about that, I want to tell you my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal. For example, I'm already 50. I still look pretty young, right? See, I don't have any wrinkle, my voice didn't really change. If you look at my belly is really smooth, That means you can tell I don't work out. I never ever work out, okay? If you go to my website, you see lots of testimonials from Amazon reviews. Most of them give me 4 stars or 5 stars. You're interested? Go to livemuchlonger.com, livemuchlonger.com. If you want to look like me when you're 50, livemuchlonger.com. Link is at bottom of this website. This video. But anyway, yeah, you see the border crisis, man. The Hispanics keep on pouring in, and they're not doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. Governor Abbott of Texas, he want to build his own wall. But then right now, the federal government, they refuse to sell the land. You understand? See, in order to keep on building the wall, the the government of Texas has to purchase the land from the government, right? From the federal government. But Biden right now they refuse to sell the land to Texas, They don't want to they stop building the wall, but they're also not selling the land. So right now, although Texas wants to build a wall, but they can't because they don't have the land. So they're playing games. And until now, uh, Kamala Harris is still not going to the border. She's in charge. She's in charge of the border, but she's not going there. I'm telling you, democracy failed, and Americans are simply in denial. You know why democracy failed? Because democracy is too soft. Democracy is not strict enough. Like if somebody commits a crime, like whatever crime, like somebody kill somebody, okay, cold blood, murder someone, or illegally cross trespass into the United States from Mexico, or any kind of crime. Why? They have to go through due process. They get a public defense attorney, and it takes many 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 years, to reach a trial in order to get a verdict. Usually, especially if you're rich, you can get away with it. Like O.J. Simpson, right? Everybody knows he killed his own wife, and also another actor, Robert Blake, right? Robert Blake, he killed his own wife too. But then these people, they get away with it. Democracy totally failed. And another thing bad about democracy is it's like they have different parties, right? Democratic Party, Republican Party, whatever. And now you can see when a Democrat take over, whatever Trump did, they just tear everything down. Whatever Trump did, they tear it down. Like the Keystone Pipeline, they got rid of that idea. And Iran deal, they got rid of that idea. And right now, border wall, they tear it down. It's like seems like the Democrats, they're not loyal to the United States. They're not loyal to America. They are only loyal to their own party. And their objective, their only goal is to do everything opposite to what Trump did. It's horrible. If you compare our country to North Korea or to China, although yeah, we claim that we have more freedom, we have so much more freedom. But if you go to China, you go take a look. Their streets are really really super clean. In China, you could walk out the street, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock midnight, 2 or 3 o'clock. You walk out in the morning with your pajamas on. You're not gonna get robbed. You have nothing to worry about. That's the reason why in China, yeah, there's a night market. In China, there's night market everywhere. They open like 24 hours. You can walk out the street at 2 or 3 o'clock. No one's gonna rob you. You know why? Because China does not have due process. China does not have due process. If you are arrested and the police can prove that you committed a crime, you're gonna suffer. In China, it's like that. If you got arrested and police can prove that you committed a crime, for example, like murder, guess what? You will be executed within 3 days. It's like that. In China, it's like that. They in China they have stuff like it's called yanda. Yanda means strict punishment. It's like once a year. It occurs in January or February. Okay, once a year. It means that for a whole year they sort of just like in Chinese it's called open one eye and close one eye. They sort of like they see criminals, but then they don't say anything. They just like they watch you from a distance. They don't really say anything. But then every January or February, right? They start to make mass arrests. They start to go to people's houses, make arrests. Get, arrest these people, pull these people out of their home, and then they tell them, okay, in March you committed this crime, that crime. We have witnesses. We have video footage of you committing crime. In May you did this. In June you did this. Like stuff like that, right? They tell the person the crime, right? And then February they when they arrest these people, they take them out of their home and give them a trial, a very quick trial, and then give them a verdict, right? And then put them in jail or have that person executed. It's like that. It's pretty scary, but you know what? It does work because you go on the streets of China. There's almost no crime. Nobody dares to commit crime because yeah, in China, the police, okay, the judges, they're not joking around. They don't fool around. There is no due process. You commit a crime, you're gonna die. It's that simple. But United States, man, you look at this. Look at democracy. We have due process. Oh yeah, we're free. We're so much more free than China. But then you look at nobody is afraid of the law. Everybody crosses the border. Everyone come to all the Hispanics. They cross the why? Because they are not afraid of American law. In fact, if you cross the border, you turn yourself in. Ooh, they're gonna roll out the red carpet for you. They're gonna give you due process. They're gonna give you a place to live. They're gonna give you food to eat, and then they'll give you a trial date. All you have to do is, and then they will release you into the United States. All you have to do is be released, and never appear for the trial date, and nothing can ever happen to you. Nobody can ever do anything to you. See, that's why democracy failed. Americans think, whoa, we have so much freedom, but then the problem is we have so much freedom because government is restricted. Government has to obey certain human rights. But the problem is, if the government is not powerful enough, then criminals are not afraid of the government. You see what the problem is? You see where the problem is now? If the government is not strict, okay, then criminals are not afraid. Then at the end of the day, you still live in fear. People still live in fear. You come to the Bay Area, come to my hometown, Bay Area, right? Well, I live in Pacifica, but if you come to San Francisco, you look at how many street bums, how many homeless people are lining the streets. And lots of buildings are being burnt down because uh, homeless people are setting up tents right beside some buildings, and then they make bonfires. They make bonfire inside their own tents, to keep them warm at night. And then the tent burned down. It burns down the whole building. It happens all the time. We have like a homeless tent city fire all the time. And then homeless people would rob, go inside a store and just steal in broad daylight. So all the Walgreens, the drugstore is shut down in San Francisco. We don't have any more Walgreens. Not because nobody wants to buy drugs. It's just buy countertop drugs, but it's because there's too many too many thieves, you know, stealing shit from Walgreens. Yeah, Americans are in total denial. What this country needs is get rid of them. We have to get rid of democracy, and then we have to set up a government. Sorry to say, but we have to set up a government sort of like North Korea or China, you know, because remember, if the government is not strict enough, okay, then criminals are not afraid of the government. Then what's the point? What's the point of the government, anyways, right? If you want a government, the government must be strict. You know, get rid of all the petty, unnecessary due process. If you catch a criminal, you have proof. Then kill that person. It's that simple, right? Or put that person in jail or something. You have to punish the criminal. You cannot like, oh, due process, hire a lawyer, do this and that. And then, you know, it's crazy. I saw a lot of so many serial killers. You know, like that James Holmes who went to a AMC movie theater and shot like lots of people and killed like 12 people. Yeah, that guy, he didn't even go to jail. He's in a mental hospital now because he's living the good life now. You know, he's living large. He gets to watch TV. He gets to hang around with these fucking mental, you know, these retards. You know, but then he's not in jail though. He's in the mental hospital. You understand? But anyway, it's like I don't. It's not even fair. This country is not even fair. It's like you can commit crime. You can like kill people and then end up just what? Oh, you just end up in a mental hospital for the rest of your life. I mean, you know what? Shit, I'll live there. Actually, I don't mind living there. You know, because I visited mental hospital before. I had a friend who just lost it. He lost his mind, and I went there to visit. I went to the mental hospital to visit my friend. It's not too bad. I mean, I stayed inside a mental hospital with him for a while, you know, and there's you know you get to watch TV and everything. There's nurses and everything. So now it's like you can imagine a serial killer end up in a mental hospital, but then he gets to eat, he gets to sleep. It's not even fair, man. You know, you can imagine, you do this in China, you kill 12 people in China, you see what happened to you. You get executed within days, man, after you got caught. If you're caught, you get executed in days. They'll have you executed within days. In North Korea, it's even quicker, you know. I'm serious, man. Democracy failed, okay, because government is not strict enough. And when government is not strict, criminals are not afraid of the government, you know. But anyway, that's what I want to say. Oh. If you like my channel, please subscribe.